morning and welcome to today's 5 with Fitz. Futures were up and early going overnight, but the Asian markets gave in to losses in New York as the markets opened. Not that I'm surprised, but the Biden administration has announced that it's going to enforce Trump-era deals made with China, and traders are simply skittish. They're also due for some profit taking, and then thankfully, the markets are going to get refocused on earnings. Here's my playbook. Number 1, my game plan this week. I'm betting conditions will be all about the infrastructure bill and the debt ceiling and early going on Monday after the Biden administration tries to flex on China. China, by the way, doesn't give a dang. There's also the Venom earnings, which look to be the first big pandemic box office winner, along with No Time to Die, the latest James Bond flick. That could be good for a bump with American Entertainment Holdings, AMC for short, but I'm not holding my breath. Number 2, buy this, short that. Heading into Wednesday, I'm looking to short Pepsi because I think freight costs and inflation are going up and they're going to take a bite out of things. But Constellation Brands would be my preference to buy if there's an opening. Sugar water is under pressure, but alcohol will accelerate as the reopening does. 3, I would rather have my teeth drilled than own this stock. Facebook's whistleblower is out with allegations that Facebook places profits over safety and damn near anything else resembling mental health. And I, for one, am not surprised. I have long counseled investors to avoid the stock, and most recently this past August, I really stressed that. I think there's a good case to be made that the Instagram scandal is only the tip of the iceberg. Watch my take earlier on Fox Business Network by clicking here. 4, buy and hold this stock for the long term. Merck came charging out of the gate last week with an oral COVID treatment, but I'd still rather own Pfizer. People are acting like the vaccines are going to go away, but that's not true. The other thing to think about is that prevention is always better than treatment. The company is working on mRNA-related flu vaccines, anticoagulants, and cancer drugs. It's growing at 50% a year, and the dividend yield is a healthy 3.63%. I think it's one for the long term. 5, short sellers are getting shellacked. Tesla announced that it delivered 241,300 vehicles versus just 227,000 expected by Wall Street analysts. That, by the way, is 72% above last year's comps. Shares are up pre-market and in the early going. I still think $1,000 a share is where the company's headed. Today's bottom line, people ask me all the time why I'm an optimist. The answer is very, very simple. Collective pessimism makes people vulnerable to something called learned helplessness, especially when it comes to the financial markets. Optimism is future-oriented, which means it's a perfect match for profits. Not to mention, in my opinion, a far more pleasant way to live. You got this, I promise. Let's start the week strong, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching today's Morning 5 with Fitz. Click subscribe to get daily market notes right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email versions at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and more.